Why strong, empathetic women feel stuck before leaving a relationship. If you are in a relationship that on the outside looks stable and you've done everything you can to make it work, and yet deep down you can feel something isn't right anymore, this conversation is for you. You are not confused, you're not lost, you're aware that something in your life no longer fits the woman you are becoming. And that awareness, it's uncomfortable because it comes with responsibility. Not that you aren't a responsible person, you're most likely an over responsible empath. You're not weak, you're capable. You are not someone who gives up easily because you're committed and you are deeply empathetic. You've held the relationship together in ways that most people can't or even want to. You've understood more than you've been understood. You've given more than you've received. You stayed longer than most people would. And you've done it with love. You've done it because this is who you are. But just because you can carry it all doesn't mean you're meant to. The real fear beneath the surface. You're not just afraid of leaving, you are afraid of what happens after. Will I be okay financially? Will I be able to carry everything on my own? What will happen to our children? What will happen to him? And underneath all of that, you're thinking, am I making a mistake? So you stay a little longer and give a little more. You wait a little more. But here's the truth. You're not staying because you don't know how to live without him. You're staying because you are trying to make it work without you being fully you. And let me ask you this. Is that going to make it work if you're not really choosing to be you, 100% you in the relationship? Is that really going to work for you? Empathy without boundaries is keeping you stuck. You are deeply empathetic, and that is a gift. But right now, you're using that empathy to hold everyone else together instead of supporting yourself. A part of your empathy was meant for you. You are anticipating everyone's needs. You're carrying emotional weight that isn't yours. You're delaying decisions because you feel responsible for how others will feel. And what about you? How do you feel? You disappear from your own life if you don't ask yourself that. How do you feel? I see you. And I want you to know that because I've been there. I stayed longer than I needed to. I postponed myself to raise my children, to hold everything together, and to be there for him, just in case he will come to his senses. Not from weakness, but from love, responsibility, and hope. Until I reached the point of no return, a moment where I could see clearly it was time for no more waiting, no more sacrificing myself, no more postponing my life. It was time for a little bit more self respect. And if I'm honest, I wish I had had support sooner, not to rush me, but to help me trust myself earlier, move through the transition with more clarity and less unnecessary pain and delay. And that's why I do what I do now. not to tell you what to do, but to hold you as you come into your truth, so you don't have to do it alone. The truth you can no longer unsee. There is something inside you that already knows this version of you, this version of your life is not your final one. And the hardest part of it is to come to terms with this. The version of you who made this life work, who made your life work, is not the version who will lead you out of it into your highest destiny. Because that version of you was built on endurance, sacrifice, over responsibility. And what you need now is self trust, clarity, courageous decision making. Time is the real cost here. You're not just deciding whether to stay or live. You are deciding how long you postpone your own life. Time is your most valuable resource. And every time you say, maybe later, let me try a little bit more, this isn't the right moment. Every time you choose any of those thoughts and you believe them, you are also choosing to delay the life that you already know you want. Not because you don't deserve it, but because you are not fully choosing it yet. What you're choosing is to be there for them. But what about you? When are you going to choose to be there for yourself? Emotional adulthood and sovereignty. This is the way of the sovereign, sensitive leader. Emotional adulthood is not just staying calm, understanding others, not reacting. It is no longer avoiding the decisions that help you grow, the decisions that expand your horizon. Taking full responsibility for how you feel and for how you can actually say yes to creating the life that you already know you want. And for highly empathetic women, sovereignty, becoming a sovereign, sensitive leader, means setting boundaries around your empathy, choosing self trust over responsibility, over too much responsibility, choosing yourself and trusting yourself every day, and daring to make decisions aligned with your future, not your fear, not your past, but decisions that are aligned with your becoming. And this is not about fixing others anymore, because you can't. And why should you? It's about leading yourself differently within your life. And it requires an identity shift. You stop asking what will happen to everyone else, and you start asking, what kind of life am I willing to create for myself? You stop waiting and you stop postponing and you start choosing. You choose alignment, you choose truth, and of course, you choose yourself. There's a part of you that already knows, and maybe you've been quieting her. You've been quieting that part of yourself because listening to her means something has to change. But she's not here to rush you. She's here to remind you. To remind you that your life is yours, that your time is yours, that your future is yours to decide. And deep down, you already feel it. You feel how you deserve more.